Hello and welcome to another edition of On the Mat with James Brake. Your look at Cape Central Tigers Wrestling. Vince Brown alongside James Brake, Cape Central Wrestling coach. Welcome back.
Thank you.
You get going this week with Hillsboro on the road, double duel near the St. Louis area. I also believe you have DeSoto in that same duel in the mix. Talk about getting off to a good start in the season with your young squad.
It's actually Hillsboro and Union, as a matter of fact, tomorrow. But this is going to be a great opportunity for us to get two matches so that we can see what we need to work on and improve on as a team for our first tournament on Saturday. Union is a solid team. They're kind of up and coming. They have a lot of young kids this year, so we should be competitive in that duel. And then Hillsboro's another team that is actually pretty deep. They've got a lot of talent, so that'll actually be a really good test for us early on to see where we're at this year.
Talk about preparing for a season where you bring back three seniors that went to Mizzou Arena in Trey Grubner, Desmond Howard, and also Ray Wolfvet, who are back for their senior year. How are they now looking toward their first match of their final year of their careers?
I think all of those guys have been focused since the end of last season. Trey earned All-State status. He was, he finished third place in the state, and he's got his eye on the ultimate prize. He wants to win that state championship, and I think he's thought about that every day since the end of last season. He's constantly tried to prepare to win that state championship. Desmond and Ray, they qualified. They've been there. They see what it takes. Those guys are also really focused. They've spent all summer long preparing for that state championship run again next year, and they know, even though we've been practicing for a month every day, getting ready for it, now the season has kind of a different feel now that we're competing against other teams. These guys are doing everything they can to get ready. Another big thing about those three is they're definitely team leaders. These are the guys that everybody else is looking at. They see how hard these guys work. They see what these guys are doing to get ready because they know that's what it's going to take for them to be successful. So it's really awesome for us to have three of those guys returning.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at some of the key parts of the Tiger wrestling team and what goes into a typical day of practice on the mat to get these claws ready to pounce on the competition. Stay right here. This is On the Mat with James Brake on ISNet, Missouri. Back to On the Mat with James Brake here on ISNet, Missouri. Vince Brown, James Brake, Cape Central Wrestling coach. Looking at the team this year, we already know about the three seniors. How about the underclassmen? How do they stack up on this year's club?
Well, we're kind of a strange team in that we have about half of our kids who are experienced varsity wrestlers, probably looking at 6, 7 state qualifiers this year. That's what our goal is as a team. So we've got several kids that I think were on the bubble last year that now they're ready to transition and take that next step. Some of those guys would be, Kevin Flesher, who's a junior this year. He was out at the end of last season with a hurt shoulder. He's probably got all the skills to be a state qualifier. He's definitely got the work ethic as well. So we're looking for really big things out of him. He's going to be one of those guys coming back next year, probably as a returning state qualifier. We've got Juwan Howard, who's Desmond's little brother. He's a hard worker. He's got Desmond to work out with all the time. He's definitely set qualifying for the state tournament as one of his goals. We've got a couple other guys that took their lumps last year, freshmen like Austin Martin, who we're looking for big things from this year. So we've got lots of guys that weren't necessarily state qualifiers last year, but they were on the bubble, and we're looking at those guys to take that next step.
Let's take a look inside the cage here a little bit. What goes into a typical day on the mat to get these guys prepared?
We start off with your basic warm-up and stretching like any team would do in any sport, get guys' hearts rate up. After that, we're constantly focusing on our wrestling stance and position. We spend probably more time on that than any other program that I know of. I'm a big believer that position's everything in wrestling, so we spend a lot of time in our stance, going through motion, doing our fakes, doing our sprawl drills. That's also getting these guys in shape. When these guys go out there and they're doing all of these drills, they're getting their heart rate up, and we start getting in shape right away. Once we've done some of that, we'll go through our skill set. We'll go through double legs, high crouches, duck unders. We'll hit all the moves we like to do from our feet, and we'll go to the mat. We'll hit all the moves we like to do in those positions, and then when we finish with all that, we like to do some live wrestling, get these kids some experience, get them in shape, get them battle ready, toughened up, and they're ready to go. Now, that's kind of where we're at right now once we're competing. Early in the season, we'll do most of the stuff that I just talked about, but we also have to get in there and learn some of our new moves, new holds, stuff like that.
We've got Hillsborough in a double duel this week. We'll come back with them next week as we get ever so close to our first wrestling program of the year, the Tiger Wrestling Classic, coming your way December 18th. This has been On the Mat with James Frey. I'm Vince Brown for ISNet Missouri.